Hi, I'm glad you took a few minutes to talk to us a little bit about your business and you and how you got to where you are and stuff. I appreciate it. And I think in the
Yeah, sure.
communication we've had, obviously I'm a business coach. That's my job, and we love to connect with community people in our communities. We're a worldwide business, but I just look after Shelby County and northern Mississippi. So we love to connect with local businesses and tell them a little bit about everybody about their businesses and send it out in these newsletters and post it on our social media. So we'd love to be able to, we are, say, locally based. We really enjoy connecting with those local people. I do a lot of networking and meeting people and stuff. So I'm always excited to hear about all the great businesses we have around here. So if you'd like to tell us a bit about yourself and your business and how you got started, and that'd be great.
Okay. Yeah, I spent about 15 years working at an RV dealership, and then I kind of got off into working in RV work. Before that, I had worked for a place that did generator startups and stuff like that. And as you can see on my profile, I'm kind of transitioning from being an RV dealership to kind of maybe research and development is what I'm trying to go for. COVID really hit us hard with there being the travel restrictions and things like that were imposed right off the bat. So, there wasn't nobody RV traveling if you can't go out of the States, and it just kind of killed my business there. And it had a slow starting it back up. So I kind of went a different direction with it a little bit. So.
Yeah, tell me a bit about that. I saw that on your profile and saw what you were looking for, and so just tell me a little bit about that transition and what you're looking for and what you think you bring to a prospective employer.
Yeah, I got a different opinion on electricity and how it's developed, because I look at nature and I see that electricity comes from one thing, and that's friction. Being a generator set technician, I've done everything from rewound them to build safety circuits, to build exercise and functional circuits, like they put them online, take them offline, crank them up and exercise them, crank them up with dead batteries. So, I built all the control circuits, I rewound them. So I'm pretty familiar with how a generator works. And man come to look at electricity, and when they built a generator, and when they were able to, what they call induce a current, they kind of took it away from nature and took it away from friction. And I designed a generator about 12 years ago. It's called the magnet drive generator, and I lacked the motivation to go for it. And when COVID came around and I started trying to figure out how I could maybe capitalize on that, and I started with the laws of motion to come up with a business plan. So, I was going to try to walk it through there to see if there was anything that said it was impossible. And then when I found the principles that governed it, I was sitting there looking at a partial picture on Wikipedia of the generator. So I was like, wow. That's kind of, it was kind of eye-opening for me. And then I realized that maybe people didn't quite think like I did. So at that point, I went on a binge, and I went to researching it. Now I found like the medical field. There's little known about the nervous system. There's little known about the endocrine system, which is basically just controls potassium, which controls electricity in your body, and the inner ear, and, just all those kind of things that involve electricity, is they've had no advancements on them in so many years. And that's what I said in like a post on LinkedIn. If you don't understand all these things and stuff to do with electricity, something tells me there's something wrong with your conception of electricity.
Right. Exactly. There's no point in making all these electric vehicles and stuff if we're not going to be able to generate enough power to keep them moving.
Yeah, see, and that's another one of the things that this principle that I bring, it brings into play. Because see, a man named Schumann a long time ago did some research, and he found out that our planet has a resonant frequency of 7.83 hertz. So that's a vibration that's all around you. So your inner ear works because you have two different chambers that are separated by potassium levels. The vibrations cause shear within the fluid, which is friction. That friction attracts the positive ion, just like it does in nature all around you. The definition of electricity is a phenomenon associated with the presence of motion and matter. That's friction.
Right.
So but that's a battery source that you tune a non-Newtonian fluid. You tune it to that 7.83 hertz so that it causes shear within the material, and then you put copper and zinc that's in your body, because if you stir copper and zinc in a pH the same as our body, it produces an electrical current.
Okay.
So
That's pretty cool. So are you thinking about taking your ideas further?
I am. The only reason I've got a bunch of grants that I'd like to submit for, but I've had a problem with Square registered me with the IRS for the FEIN number, and they put a W on the end of my last name. They put my middle initial on the end of my last name, and I spent a week on the phone with the IRS trying to straighten it out, and I hadn't been able to get it straightened out. I've managed to connect on LinkedIn with every single person that approves all these grants. The SBIR, STTR, I'm connected to and had conversations with 5 of the 7 people that approve them.
Wow.
And the Navy, I got the Army Research Laboratory. I've got all 4 I think it's 5 government laboratories. But I've got the followers and the directors of all of them, the directors of NASA, the small or the NSF director. I've got I've managed to connect with all these people and have personal conversations with them. So, they've all told me they're eager to see my submissions, but I can't get them submitted because I can't get it straightened out.
Yes. I
emailed the IRS, and they sent me a thing back with a number, a claim number or whatever, a case number, and told me to call a number and give them that number and they would work it out. But yet I called that number and I stayed on hold for about a week and I never got to talk to anybody.
Yeah, I talked to somebody a few weeks ago that says if you're planning on calling the IRS, change your plan because there's just no way to get through to anybody. And they actually it was a tax agent, and they said that it took 18 months for them to respond to a letter about somebody's renewal refund. And just don't have the staff to deal with all that.
That's what I thought was so ridiculous is I got an email back from them and told to call a number. Like, why didn't the guy that gave me the email? And it was a personalized email. I mean, it said my name on it and it wasn't an automated response. I mean, it had a person's name on it. I mean, it seemed like if you took the time to write me the email, why couldn't you just correct my problem? But I guess that's because of fraud and, that whole thing. I can't get registered with Sam's because of the W on the end of my last name, though.
Yes.
And so I've already gone through all the steps to register with Sam's. It just kicked it back because of that W.
Have you contacted some local financing sources?
I haven't yet. Like I said, I haven't yet because like I said, I started just 4 months ago and didn't nobody know who I am. And then I've been invited to a conference in Rome. I've been invited to a emerging medical tech conference to submit because, like I said, my principal kind of governs. I mean, it answers every question mark science leaves behind right now with one simple theory.
Yeah.
I haven't reached local. I would like to. And that's kind of what I've reached out to the Mississippi Innovation Network. But, the way I've figured this is with me thinking a little bit different. I see education. Education is great. Don't get me wrong. But education kind of gives you a focused point of view because it tells you what is and what ain't, what can and what can't, what will and what won't. Okay. So that's why the government is transitioning away from giving it to people at universities and medical facilities for the research. And they're going to send it to small businesses because they realize that they've been funding all this stuff for all these years, 20 plus years now, and they've got no answers from it. But yet you've told all these people how to think, and then you ask them for something different.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of won't work like that. Every invention that's ever come to something came from nothing. It didn't come from somebody that learned how to do it.
Sure. Have you thought about any applications for the agricultural business?
I actually get a lot of things. I've been talking to a guy from France they're opening a innovative research facility in France, and he's one of the co-founders, I guess you would call him. But like I said, a lot of these people that are on the right track.
Yeah. Sorry, your sound's gone again.
She was in the biomedical department.
Okay.
Well, because I went to talk and see my daddy asked me, this is how I kind of, all this hit me at one time, my generator thing. And then my daddy told me, he said, well, if you're so smart, tell me how to fix this ringing in my ear. I've been to the doctor and they said they don't know what causes it or where it comes from or anything. And, I know that sound in the ear and electrical frequencies, my theory is, it's made from shear because your inner ear fluid is a non-Newtonian fluid. Well, I got to researching it and I had him download a frequency generator app. Okay. He dialed through the frequencies. And I told him, I said, I want you to listen for the sound to go away and then come back. You gotta go that way. Okay. I want the sound to go away and then come back, because my theory on it was if I flatten the wave, the vibration, because if he's hearing a ringing all the time, it's got to be coming from something.
Your sound keeps going in and out, Daniel.
Can you hear me again now?
Yep, I got that. Yep.
Somebody was calling me, and I might get the call again, but I'm just ignoring it. So if you lose me again, that's what's happening.
Okay.
But I lost my train of thought. What was I saying?
You were talking about the frequencies of the auditory.
And when he got in the truck and he dialed through, I told him, I said, turn the volume up on your stereo till your clothes vibrate just a little bit. Dial through that frequency thing. And I said, it's probably going to be something around 7.83. It was 7.7772. That's what it went left and come back from. Yeah. And I've done it to 3 other people, and it's been the same frequency. So, because what they're hearing is that atmospheric field. That's the same thing as for my battery. It is non-Newtonian fluid with the same amount of copper and zinc. You can eat it. It's cornstarch and water thinned down to the shear of the 7.83. So it just takes a, because that's what the sun does in a photovoltaic cell. When it goes in there, the photons bounce around so much that they create energy, and it's converted into electrical energy, electrical impulse. So it's all just about absorbing the vibration.
Right.
So I'm just going to take that 7.83 that's all around us, and I'm going to absorb it a different way. So you got a battery you ain't going to never plug in.
So if anybody, for people who are going to watch this, what is it you need the most?
Funding, research. I mean, and it's not even expensive funding is my thing about it. And I'm a business person that I believe in doing business a different way, because I want to give it to my employees. I want to be paid per unit. I want everybody to be the same owner in the company that I am. I mean, I don't like to see people driving the nice truck and everybody coming to work having to make $12, $13 an hour, barely buying gas just to get to work and get their food for the week. I want to give my employees equal share in the company as I am. After the buildings are paid for and all that, but it's still going to be an employee-owned building. Cool. I just want my price per unit because I just want to license my products out.
Right. So is it best just if I just put your LinkedIn address in this at the end of this video, or is a phone number you want people to call you at?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay.
I can give you the phone number too. It's 662-306-101.
Okay. All right. Well, I will add those to the end of this video, and I'll be glad to post that out and send it out to our network. And I look forward to talking to you again.
Okay.
Great. Thanks a lot for your time, Tom. Thank you.
And I'm open to any kind of coaching or any opportunities or offers or anything.
Great.
I'm open.
Okay. Well, I'll reach out to you about that, and then maybe we can set up a one-on-one meeting, and we can talk a little about the coaching and see where we go.
Okay. Thank you.
That sounds great. Thanks so much.
Yes, sir. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.